Hi Puppies, how you all doing? I'm here today again, and I want to actually talk about this book by Josh McDowell. I shared with you all my last podcast, how to help your child say no to sexual pressure. I'm not done with the book yet, but I just felt like it's too much to read and keep to myself. It's something that when you read, you talk about it, you share about it, because you don't know who the information will help, when, where, and how it's going to help anybody at any point in time. So yes, How to Help Your Child Say No to Sexual Pressure by Josh McDowell. It's a book that I recommend again for all parents. I think my hubby got this for me from one of the bookstores when he went book shopping, and it's a very wonderful one. I think it's an early gift for me, early Easter gift for me, and it's actually worth it. So let me dive into the book. I did a little jottings down because it's a book that teaches. So you are free to say, this day I'm going to be teaching, no problem. And we are all bound to learn one way or the other. We are all bound to acquire knowledge one way or the other. Knowledge is light, and when we come into knowledge, we come into light of whatever situation that's around us. My heart is so warmed towards the upcoming or the growing children out there, the children going into the adolescent stage, puberty stage, and all of that. It's a whole lot for them, and me trying to put myself in that shoe makes me feel a kind of way that I wish every parent out there actually knows and understands how to handle their child. See, it's not easy. It's not easy. The struggle is not easy, and it wouldn't come by easily, because the parents still have the time to, be here and there, go to work, still want to fill in the gap in the life of the child and all of that. It's not easy. So I just feel that this book will do a lot of justice to helping parents, and also helping parents to bring the child, help the child, train the child, talk to the child, understand the child, and flow with the child at every given point in time. So that is just how I actually feel. So now, talking about this book, I would say there are those things we say recently. The pressure is getting worse. The pressure is getting worse on a daily basis. The pressure for the growing child is getting worse. When I say it's getting worse because you would see a child that they want to meet up. Right from the onset, time immemorial, we've always had the issue of peer pressure. Now, I don't know if there is a greater word that can be used to quantify what peer pressure is like, because I just feel it's eating deep. It's eating very deep into the children. The pressure, the temptation, the fear is just on a high level, on a high frequency, and it takes a whole lot to see our children these days stay normal, remain morally grounded, and all of that. It's not just an easy stuff. It's not just an easy stuff. You, at this stage in life, they are filled with a lot of questions, they are filled with confusion, they are curious, they are filled with fear. You know, the worst kind of fear is the fear of the unknown. That's actually the worst kind of fear, the fear of the unknown. They just have a lot of questions with no answer, with no direction, and you know, all of that. This brings me to one of the video, one of a clip I saw somewhere, and I in that clip, the child is a child and the father went out on a boat, and the father asked the boy asked the father what sex is all about, what sex is all about. Then in the clip, the father had to, you know, find a way to go around it and not just tell the child this is what it is. Now, me reading this book made me understand the boldness and the seriousness we have to face in calling whatever name it is the name it is. If it is sex while talking to your child, call it sex. If it is breast while talking to your child, call it breast. If it is your vagina while talking to your child, call it vagina. If it is the penis while talking to your child, call it the penis. Call it whatever name it is. Don't, you know, growing up, you say, the mother will say, the parents will say, there is this funny names each home gives it to make the child understand. But then it gets to a point in time that we just have to call it what it is so that they would understand. So that they would have to understand. Then while growing up, our parents would tell us, nobody should touch your bum here. Nobody should touch your bum. It made me, I also grew up calling here front bum. But that's not what it is. And the truth about it is, it's not just called the front bum or nobody should touch your hair. It is not just by touching here that things get very awful. No, it's not just touching, but then they wanted to paint that image for us by saying don't touch. Then there are people that will say, okay, I will not touch, but let me just put, let me see. You see, all of this, that is why I would love to say, call it what it is. In the clip of that child that asked the father about the sex, the father went round and round and then still came up with something. Funny enough, the boy actually knows the answer, but he tested the father to know if he would tell him exactly what it is. But then the father did not. Now, automatically, do you know, the child will not trust the father because he would also believe the father is not telling him the truth. It could also happen to a girl child to a mother, or a girl child to the father, a boy child to the mother. It can happen with either parents and either sex of children. Do you understand? So when the dad was not able to tell him exactly what he knows or probably what he has read it to be, the boy would just, well, that is it for him. So I would want us to be very self-explanatory to our words, to our children. Tell them exactly what it is, how it is. This would help them know what they are going to, what they are facing, what they are to face whenever it comes their way. Now, let's also bear in mind that the present day children mature very fast. Some years ago, before you even start seeing extra flesh on your nipple increasing, or you developing the breast, it takes probably your 19, 18, 19, then along the line it went up to 14, along the line 12. Now it's no longer like that. Now between the ages of 8 and 9, they are entering their puberty stage. Very funny, but it's not. Within the ages of 8 and 9, they are entering their puberty stage. I know a child that starts seeing her period on her 9th birthday. As at 9, what does she know? As at 9, some kids at 9-year-olds are still in the primary school, in the basic classes, where they are still learning, not even able to live on their own if they are to go to a boarding school or to a school that has a dormitory. Do you get? But then at that age, they are already maturing. That is a whole stage of confusion for them. They are not yet able to understand themselves. Now they are trying to understand maturity being added to it. This comes about the confusion. This comes about a lot. Now imagine when this happens and the parents are not there to guide the child. You know, all of this, it's going to be as if I'm focusing my energy on the parents, because yes, the parent has a whole lot of role to play here, a greater proportion to play here. It's not the class teacher that will teach them. It's not the uncles or the aunties outside that will teach them. It's not your best friend or their best friend parents that will teach them. It is you as the parent that will teach that child. And the earlier we start thinking of teaching our child the things that they are supposed to know, the better for us. Now there is no age limit. There is no age bracket. Sex educations are being taught in schools this day. But then we don't even know what they teach them. But you as a parent, you can filter and tell them the reality. And then there is the place of, even when the school and the world teach them whatever thing they have to teach them, they come home and you teach them and explain to them, you will find out that there is that bond between you or both. You find out that, mommy, you said it like this, or daddy, you said it like this, but my teacher in the school said it like this. You now be like, okay, your teacher is right in this aspect, but let me help you expand it better. You tell them. What you take in is what you will bring out. What you take in is what you will bring out. Now, if the outside world is teaching them and they are taking it in, what do you think they will bring out? Exactly the same thing the world is teaching them. Exactly the same thing social media is teaching them. Exactly the same thing the friends outside in schools and wherever is teaching them. Or would you say, no, my child won't get exposed to social media? Not in your home, but someone outside is going to do it, and they would peep and see. They would. So it all boils down to you teaching them so that they can filter the sense from the nonsense. They can be able to pick up what is reasonable enough for them to run with, and not just take in and swallow. You know, the children, when they are young, their brain is still ready to learn. Unlike the adults, when they are now filled with this tax, that tax, this one, that one, those things you impress in them at that tender age, has a long way to go. Even the scripture says, train up a child in the way he should go, that when he is old, he won't depart from it. So it is in our power, our responsibility to train up the child. It's not by sending them to Sunday church. It's not by sending them to midweek service. It's not by making them to be so deep into religion or anything. No. I said charity begins at home. It is those things that they are being taught at home. It is those things. Children learn faster by modeling. Those things they see you do, they watch you do, they learn by modeling. You would not tell them, don't fly, and you are flying. They would fly, and they would fly higher than you. Yes, they would. Yes, they would fly. So it takes a whole lot of learning from the parents to the child. It takes a whole lot of unlearning what we think we know, unlearning what we think are the norms that worked for us. No. This Gen Z age, it's a whole total different level. Those things that worked for us in time past, they are not the same now. They are not the same. How many children still go back to flip the pages of the dictionary to search for a word or the meaning? Google is there. AI is there. Very swift. And then it downloads everything they need to know and explains everything they need to know. And they take in the information. And they take in this information. I know it's really hard for the children to resist this pressure, and not just resisting the pressure, but also making valuable decisions that would help them and better their life in the future. I actually know it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not just by we the parents creating rules and telling them to follow these rules, to follow that rules, but then we also are in the position to build good values in them. We are also in a position to build their confidence, and we are also in a position to communicate with them and help them speak up. And help them speak up. Okay, let me give a little example. There is this little friend of mine. So I got talking with her one of the days, and I can be as blunt as possible. And then I told her that, do you know if this person comes to you to ask you out, you would agree? She was like, no, she wouldn't agree. I told her that, yes, quite all right. This person is quite older than you, and all of that. But if this person comes, you would agree. She said no. I said, okay, no problem. Let me rephrase the question. And I went on to say, if you are in need of a certain amount of money right now, and you see this person in question, and then asks this person that, I need so stuff, and the person tells you, okay, I will give it to you. Bet you would be my girlfriend, or you would do this one, we would do this one. What would be your take? She was as honest as possible. If I need it and it is very important, I would do it and get what I want. And I told her, good. You see that level of confidence not to be able to say no because she believes there is a need for something. That same child, one of the days I called her, I was like, why are you taking this way? And she said, I don't want to take the other way. There is this guy there that is asking me out, and I don't want to, he's on that way, I don't want to see him. And I'm like, if you don't want to see him, if you don't like him, why not just tell him no? She said, I don't have the confidence to say no. You see, parents, we need to build the confidence of our children. We need to build their confidence. Very strong one. We need to build that confidence for them. We need to speak word into existence in their life. There needs to be an affirmation of who they are, what they are, on a continuous basis. We need to remind them. They can be bright intellectually, school work, all of that they are doing super fantastic. But that is not the ending of it all. That is not it. They still have to build their self-confidence. They still have to build their self-value. They have to place value on themselves. We have to make them understand that if they don't place value on themselves, no other person is going to place value on them. No other person. My talk today is going to look as if it's being focused on the parents. Yes, it's focused on the parents. That is true. Because the job starts with the parents. The job starts from the home. You were given a brand new computer to fill in, to work on, to download formulas and formats into. That is what we were given. So it's in our power to do the most of it all, in branding them, in giving them an identity, in calling them, this is who you are, and they would answer by that name you've called them. The parent and the child relationship is very vital. It is very vital. The children should be able to ask questions without the fear of judgment. You see, for that child, if I had judged her with what I asked her, tomorrow she wouldn't be able to tell me anything. But then there comes the part of encouragement, speaking words to her, reminding her her worth and her value. Her worth and her value. Oh yes, reminding her she's the daughter of a king, and the daughter of a king don't do anyhow. Most times we parents, when we talk to the children, let's give them practical examples. Tell them your own life story. Tell them how you were able to learn. Because from every stories, they will make out something. You see, the days where parents and children bond easily is no longer there. I remember then, while growing up, our parents, there is this Tales by Moonlight we used to watch on the television that time, in a community or in a village or somewhere. The children would gather under the tree, the moon is showing, the moon giving light to darkness, and then you will see one matured, probably older grandma coming to give story, to tell different kinds of story. Then you will see the bond. You see the bond. 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, everyone is running to go under the tree to wait for the tales that is coming. But now it's no longer so. Mothers, career women, fathers, business tycoon, and then the child is being left to the nanny to nurture. Or when the mother is coming back, the child is already at sleep Monday to Friday. Automatically, you have only Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, you're a religious person, you're off to church. Saturday, I gotta make my hair, I gotta make my nails, you need to cook. And then the time is not really there. The time for bonding with the children is not there. Yes, it's not easy. It's not going to be easy. Even as we walk, there is still a way around it. You just have to look for the way it's going to work for you. The way it's going to bring your child closer to you. You, as the parent, is the first friend every child should have. I, as a parent, is the first friend my child should have. First friend, best friend if possible. The opportunity to say and tell me anything, anytime, anywhere, no matter how wonderful it is and no matter how very wonderful it is. Say it to me. That is the relationship between a child and the mother, a child and the father. Just like I've said, some key points that I would love to share, which I've been sharing all the while, like start sex education early. No time is too early, no time is too late. None is late. Sorry. And none is early. Start as early as possible. Start as early as possible. If you don't teach them, some other person will teach them. And by the time you want to teach them, they are already floating with what they've been told, what they have heard, what they've been taught by outsiders. And then, where do you want to start the work? Where do you want to start the work? Where do you want to start the work? So, sex education should not just be left to the school to do that. It should not be left to the child wondering, what is this? What is this? Oh, I heard this word. What is this? What is it? Okay, let me Google it. Let me check on the internet. What is the word? And then by the time they check on the internet, and it's so wonderful that the internet will show them the word and then give them much more examples that they have to keep clicking, to keep reading more, and their knowledge about it keeps expanding. And no parent is there to filter it, to help them out. Not one. At all. Like I've also said, the media influence, social media. Social media has done a whole lot of greater harm than good in families. Social media is full of packaging. Social media is full of fake lives. And social media it's just open there for anybody without any age restriction to come in and watch, to come in and feed. You feed the eye, you feed the mind, you feed everything around you. You feed everything around you. Is it the music we listen to today? Is it the lyrics that comes from the music we listen to? Is it the lyrics? It's a whole lot. It is in the power of the parents to help the child to think deeper and understand better what they see on a day-to-day basis. They go outside, they see this, and they're like, okay, if I get home, I will discuss it with mommy. If I get home, I will discuss it with daddy. I actually feel there should be probably 30 minutes every day hour of discussion between parents and their child. If you want, you can do it together, mom, dad, or if you want, you can take turns. Today is daddy's turn, tomorrow is mommy's turn. You can take turns in, having that conversation, asking questions and explaining things to the child. It will help them understand better what they see on social media. It will help them filter the things they listen to, the things they hear, their encounter with other persons. It will help them separate good from bad, right from wrong. It will help them. It will help a whole lot. It's going to help. Building strong values. Building strong values. Building strong values. I'll start by saying each child should learn to build self-control. First of all, self-control. It's not going to be easy. Nobody ever said it's going to be easy. It's not a bed of roses, no. But you have to know how to build self-control. You have to know how to respect your body. You have to know the importance of waiting. You have to add value to yourself as a child. You have to add value to yourself as a child. You learn to delay gratification. It helps. You help to delay gratification. It helps. And when you eventually go into it, you would have this peace. You would have this understanding of what it is. How you want it to be. Self-control is major. How to control yourself in times of pressure amongst your peers. Oh, she brings 1,000 naira to school and you don't even have 20 naira to bring. And then tomorrow you go to make her friend because she's bringing 1,000 naira. Where are your values? Your values are based on monetary things. Where is your control? What you can get at the moment. Then you go with it. That's not it. That's not the way forward. A lot of children these days have gone into things unthinkable. Self-pleasuring. You now pleasure yourself. You go into masturbation. You pick up your phone and the next thing, porn site. and you're there clicking, watching, and you are helping yourself by yourself, for yourself. How come? Where is the value to your identity? Do you know who you are as a child? You don't need all of that. And then afterwards, you come out again to do what? You create value for yourself. You create an identity for yourself. So, you just need to build good values, moral values, cultural values, whatever kind of values you can. Whatever kind of value you can. Whatever kind of value you can. Another one I'll be looking at is developing a healthy self-image. When you develop a healthy self-image, it helps them build their self-esteem. When the children have a healthy self-image, knowing who they are, what they are, where they are going, it helps them build their self-esteem. They can stand anywhere, they can go anywhere, they can do whatever thing they want to do. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I've already said this before. Affirm your child worth to them. Remind them who they are. Remind them where they are headed. Remind them what is ahead of them. What they have to gain. Remind them. Help them feel confident and respect themselves. Respect their body. Respect everything concerning them. So I think I would just stop here for now while I continue this book, and I would come back again to do the finishing touches on this particular book. It's, should I say, this book is actually making me feel very, very emotional, because I am seeing the children out there that might not even be able to come across this video, that might not even be able to listen to it. I'm just thinking about the children out there that don't know their left from their right, and then they just live their life anyhow as the day goes. As the day goes. But then I am hopeful that you will help me spread this news. You would help me see every child at everywhere is in our power to help correct, to teach. And I am hopeful that this video would go viral and would touch lives of many.